we more than just athletes.
Definitely.
So many times you're hearing push through or fight through, and sometimes they're just not there.
Sit here. Let me break this down to you. You got to kick the language as if you got it going on. You know, like with the program.
Like a Microsoft Word program on my computer?
No, man, listen to me. You got to speak to the people as though you are with it, as if you ain't new to this. Okay.
What's the deal? It's the PlayHouse, the place for everything up and coming. Today, I'm here with Bowling Green State University's first player in team history to be named the All-MAC 3 seasons in a row, and the all-time leading scorer, putting up 2,077 points during his college career. The point guard and shooting guard that averaged 19.3 points a game, Justin Turner.
What's up? I'm glad to be here. How are you?
I'm good. How you feeling today?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm kind of tired, but I'm glad to be back home, see my family, see my friends, and everything's been going smooth.
I know you're going through a lot with the drive coming up, and it is tomorrow.
Right, that's right. Big day.
Man, how you feel about that?
I'm feeling good. I went through this process, and I feel like I got everything to gain and not to lose. I went through these workouts and I gave it my all, and I think I left it all out there. So, whatever team I do end up with, drafted or not drafted, I'm satisfied with how this pre-draft process went.
For sure. So just, to hop right into it. Like I said, you were named the All-MAC 3 years in a row, and you were the all-time leading scorer in BG since like 1999. So how does that feel?
It felt good, honestly. It honestly didn't sink in yet. Still, I was so focused on the season and trying to win a championship for the team. I didn't really let that sink in. But I kind of, when I moved out my apartment and kind of took all like my awards and posters, all that stuff, that's when it kind of was like, all right, I did do that. It was a big accomplishment.
For sure. So how did it feel for Rashard Holmes, the Sacramento Kings, former BG alum, to talk to you during one of your games?
Yeah, it was good just knowing that to get some type of validation from another pro like that who's on the stage and having a pretty good career. That made some money and is getting the notoriety that he deserves, and for him to come back and tell me that, hey, like, you almost there, and to keep working, that's just something as a player you kind of want to hear. So it made me feel good, but at the same time it kind of lit the fire to make me keep going.
For sure. So, coming out of high school, you were ranked 10th overall in the state, so in Michigan, in 2016. So what was that like for you transitioning into college, with that ranking?
Right. Honestly, it wasn't like nothing because in the college, and when you get to college, they come in and it's almost like that stuff is erased. And at the same time, I went into college and I dealt with an injury, so it was kind of like I didn't really have no entitlement. It was kind of like you starting over and you gotta work your way back up again. You at the bottom of the pecking order.
Dang.
So going through that was just like, all right, I got to start over all again, and just nothing is given to me. I got to earn it.
Of course. So where did your love for basketball come from?
Man, it started at a very young age. I went to a small Lutheran school called Detroit Urban Lutheran. It was like kind of like a touch of a Catholic school, but it wasn't as strict on the rules. Saw my brother play. He went to that school, the high school version, and the games was live. They used to play schools like Loyola, Southfield Christian.
Yeah.
And to me, those was like Super Bowl games because that's all I seen. And the school was so sheltered. We had about 20 kids in the classroom.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. So I was just like, man, I like this. I'm watching him play. I'm like, I want to play. And then I wanted to go to that high school too, but he like, no, like this too small. You're gonna develop into something bigger. So that's kind of where the passion came from, and we developed each year, and each year, having to get better and take that next step to where I needed to go.
For sure. So when did you know you were gonna be great?
I don't know. I still kind of don't know.
You don't think you're great right now?
Nah, I do, but it's just not. I'm not where I want to be. Let's just put it like that. I know I got a long way to go, and I know I got so much left in the tank. So, but I can't say that I knew I had a career for this probably at the beginning of my college career. I started going to camps and start comparing myself to other top players in the country, and that's when I was like, all right, I'm not. If I'm not better than them, I'm not too far off. So that's when that confidence kind of built it and led me to go in certain directions.
So how was growing up in the city with so much ambition, knowing you were gonna be great?
It had its just like for anybody, whether you're an athlete or not, it had its pros and cons, its challenges. I was actually just talking about this with somebody. I went to that Lutheran school at first, and it was so small, and I ended up going to Bates Academy at Detroit Public School, and that's like a middle school, and then I kind of start seeing so much more. And I went to a school called Henry Ford Academy Creative Studies that was in the New Center. In the New Center, Detroit area. So I get to that type of school, and I was just exposed to so much more that I was kind of sheltered from when I was younger. Like whether it was like fighting, drugs, and people, all the distractions that occur growing up in the inner city. So that kind of helped give me some type of direction of what I wanted to do. But other than that, everybody, my family's from Detroit. My brother, my sister, I had them to kind of keep me focused and help me stay the course. And shout out to them, the Turner family.
It will just melt.
So as a kid, did you know what you wanted to be when you grew up?
No, not really. I always knew I wanted to do something with basketball. I had so many different little phases.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I really enjoyed going into writing. Nothing really just stuck though. So I always knew basketball stuck. And, hopefully in my future I venture off into other things and some doors get open for me.
Yeah. Would you ever coach, or would you want to be like a physical trainer?
Man, I don't know if I want to coach. I feel like coaching is so much. I guess it depends on what level. Man, it's a lot going into these college kids, man. They be going through a lot of stuff, and coaching takes a lot of patience and it's a lot of everything. So I don't know. That's something I'm gonna have to find out down the road.
Okay. So I know for these past few months you've been, prepping for the NBA draft, and working with multiple teams and stuff like that. So what was training like?
Training was kind of eye opening. It was I heard so much about it prior. Yeah. So to finally get there, I went down to Arizona to train for about 2 months.
2 months.
Yeah, so I was out there in that heat. That boy ain't no joke. But I honestly expected it to be more from the standpoint of like just the load of it, but it was more kind of attention to detail stuff, just simple stuff that people probably look over because you think about to go to the NBA, so everybody's just doing this way overcomplicated things, but it's kind of just like advanced simplicity and really mastering the skill and obviously getting my body right and trying to get stronger and faster for the next level of competition. But no, it was also very good. I feel like I got a lot better from my time being down there.
Really? Do you think players get better? If that makes sense. I feel like once you get to the NBA or at least close, you already there. You already a top tier player. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. Yeah, 100%. I believe they get better because especially when you become a pro, it's so much more. I want to say, I guess, resources open to you that you just really kind of sit down and maximize. Whether it's the mental side of it, you actually coping with how you feel and how you approach the game, or even the physical side of obviously you being with grown men and the best of the best, and that's gonna bring you out. That's gonna make you better, regardless. So, you definitely get better just from being around that type of company.
For sure. So, do you have a practice playlist?
I don't.
Really?
I actually deleted it actually, but I can tell you this: when I'm working out or practicing in the gym, I want to hear some Meat, some Herbo, and then I throw in my Detroit rappers.
Okay. It's valid, but I don't know. I just got jiggy with Herbo.
Really?
Yes, he wasn't good to me. He was offbeat.
A lot of people say. My brother said that he was just offbeat, but he be going nuts. I'm telling you, you gotta stick with him. He's different.
I mess with him after 25.
Yeah, it's hard, right?
Yeah,
you gotta listen to PTSD though.
Yeah, somebody tried to play me something from that, but
I'm telling you, song after song.
Song after song.
It's artwork, man.
What's up? I mess with them, but not as hard. Not yet. Not that hard.
All right, you gotta grow. You gotta feel it.
Yeah. So, I know this entire drafting and graduation process was supposed to happen last year.
Yeah.
So, how you feel about COVID? Because I know that did, interrupt the whole process.
Yeah. COVID hit a lot, man. We was on the basketball side of it. We were picked to win our conference. We were picked to be in the NCAA tournament, and then COVID hit right on the day we were supposed to play.
Oh.
And that day, guess what that day was? It was my birthday. That day was my birthday, March 12th.
Oh wow.
So I remember the day like it was yesterday. It was so much things going on. Just watching the TV, we getting tested because we still thinking we about to play. We go warm up for the game, like have a little shoot around, then come back. I remember our coach, brought us in and kind of told us the whole deal, and then we got like all the emails and stuff. So from that standpoint of it, it was a day where we felt like we had a good shot to win our tournament, and kind of which I felt like it was going to be kind of my stepping stone to like the national stage for college basketball. Was just wiped away. And then on the other side of it, like, we missed out. I missed out on a lot of significant dates, like, graduation, all the type of senior stuff that kind of go into college and that you do when you finishing out that last little run. So, no, it took away a lot, but it did it to everybody, not just me. So I kind of just looked at it from that standpoint.
Okay, so since you did get to graduate this year and everything, and you're still, going through the process this year, would you change it?
I probably wouldn't. I mean, I think anybody would change and say they didn't want it to happen, but that's just kind of meant to be. But other than that, I wouldn't, because everything. I really do believe everything happened for a reason. I believe my story and how things supposed to fold out, the good and the bad, and I know eventually for me, the good person I am, and I got a saying that the real always win, and I truly believe that everything will work out.
I definitely agree. So what has your greatest challenge been so far?
Man, greatest challenge. Probably just I want to say maybe being consistent at, of how to approach wanting to get better and stuff. I think this next level, I realized that I got so much free time now. And I'm talking about get better in every aspect of my life. What I'm doing outside of basketball, like, financially, I don't want to be just, going through money or be on my family. And so it's just really trying to occupy that time and make sure I'm benefiting and being productive with my time. So that's probably a greater challenge that I kind of noticed in pre-draft. I'm just, after I work out, I probably do like 2-3 workouts a day. I'm just sitting around all day and I got stuff to do. But I don't have that much stuff to do, so I can kind of just plan out my own schedule.
Definitely. So what do you do during the day?
Man, so right now I'm actually just resting and stuff. Dude, this past month I stayed at the airport, but during my regular pre-draft I would probably wake up 6, 7, have a lift around 10, 11. After that, go eat. I was out in Arizona by myself, so I was just I was just really just finding different things to do. I actually had a college teammate. He stayed out there, and we actually went around. Scottsdale was pretty nice, so it was pretty simple.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah.
So, because you were, a college and a high school athlete, you were a good student. Like, you were a really good student, actually. And, I don't want to put a label on, all student athletes.
Yeah.
Y'all could be a little,
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
It's funny because I used to get real upset about that. No, it was this girl in high school. She used to like try to play me, like call me dumb and stuff. And I used to get pissed because anybody that like truly know me, like, no, I'm far from 100 miles far from being stupid.
They call me anything but dumb.
Exactly. But in high school, I might not have had the best awareness. I was really kind of just laid back, and my mom really had to put her foot in me to kind of to do some work. But I made sure it got done though by the time that deadline. So, but no, I definitely get to a point. It really just depends on the person.
Definitely.
But I knew for me, I was like, I'm not dumb. So when that narrative come around, I'm gonna make sure people have some type of sense that what they're dealing with.
Oh, it's not true, huh?
Nah.
Or at least
Not this way. Not this way. Nah.
For sure. So you did you got a 3.18 in college, right?
Yep, I did.
All right, for sure. So while in high school and in college, how did you manage being a student athlete?
Just really Valuing what's important. I feel like in college you kind of get a lot of time too. A lot of people say you're busy, which you are, but depending on what you prioritize. I think Rennie actually helped me a lot because Rennie, the workload was so much. I didn't really think Renaissance was that hard, but the workload was just, it was crazy. So by the time I got the Bowling Green, I was like, oh, I'm kind of used to this. Some people go to college and just get bombarded with all the work and just shot. And even though Rennie, we kind of the back end of my Rennie, we was kind of struggling on teachers, and DPS wasn't really paying teachers and going through all that type of stuff. The workload part, I was more than ready for.
So, what's the best and worst part of being a student athlete?
Man, the best part. Man, I don't know. Probably missing school for games. That's pretty. I mean, you can't beat that. You going to nice hotels, traveling, playing a sport you love that I love. Missing school at that, freebie to miss school. I'm pretty sure anybody gonna take that. And then, man, the worst, probably just 6 a.m. workouts in the summertime or something. But honestly, it ain't even that bad. So I didn't really. You complain about it in the moment, but it's all a blessing at the end of the day.
For sure. So in a minute, we're going to get into the recess round table, but for now, we're going to play some music for y'all, okay? We'll be right back. All right, what's the deal, y'all? So now we're going to get into the recess round table. So the recess round table is basically when we touch on all topics, no matter the range.
Yep.
Now I want to let you know something. I don't like being messy on the PlayHouse, but it's recess. It get like that.
Nah, I feel it.
So I just want to begin with asking you about the NCAA and them deciding to let athletes profit off their name, and their number and everything. And I just know you was in your head like, dang, why they do that right when I got out of school? So yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
No, I'm definitely happy they did it. I think it was a long time coming. You kind of seen it coming with all these leagues coming like overtime, and then I don't know if you know about that G League Ignite team where some of them are grabbing high schoolers and they going to get paid.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like putting pressure on NCAA, like, hey, we losing out on some top players. So I think that's gonna help keep some people in school. I know that's the reason some people went back to school, whether it was for their 5th year, 6th year, to try to capitalize off that. So no, I think it was good. I am upset that I missed out on that. I feel like I could have did something decent at least, but I'm not no hater, so I'm definitely happy that it went in that direction with it.
So the Olympics are going on right now, and those athletes are under a lot more pressure than usual.
Right.
And I'm not sure if you saw it, but Simone Biles, she dropped out.
Mm-hmm.
So due to her mental health. So how do you feel about mental health among athletes and even just people in general?
Yeah, no, it's important. I think now we got athletes coming out. I remember Kevin Love came out, DeMar DeRozan, Kevin Durant speaking about it. Naomi Osaka, Simone Biles. I think people starting to realize how important it is, and that we're more than just athletes.
Definitely.
So many times you're hearing push through or fight through, and sometimes they're just not there. So the fact that they standing on how they feel and what they're going through, a lot of people need to follow that lead. So it's definitely something positive.
Definitely. So I know you in the NBA draft process right now. So what is your dream team, or what was your dream team? In case you can't speak on it right now.
What was my dream team? Man, when I was younger, I really liked the Pistons with Chauncey. No, with Chauncey, Red, Tayshaun, they was hooping, and they had a squad, and I was like, oh man, I want to play for the city. And then I just felt like the city kind of would have went on fire if they had a kid from the city on the team. Definitely. They actually do now though. They got Josh Jackson on the team from Detroit. But no, other than that, when I got older, I didn't really have no team I just wanted to play for. I'm like, shoot, I'm gonna be the underdog. So whoever gonna give me that opportunity to help and have an impact. So that's kind of really how I started looking at it.
Definitely. So speaking of a squad, if you could put your own team together, you could have this a top 5 if you want to. I don't know if you want to speak on the people that's gonna be on the bench,
Right.
but what was your like dream team in that way?
This is of all time players.
If you gotta include, if you're gonna be in the starting 5, then
Nah, I ain't gonna put myself at the starting 5. I'm gonna go with Shaq for my center. I'm gonna go with KD.
That's
Steph,
the GOAT.
Bron, and Kobe. I feel like that's kind of Shaq wasn't really my generation, but them four, them like some of my favorite players. Then I forgot about D Wade, but it's all good. But them 5.
I was gonna say something about CP3. I just feel like he deserves a ring.
Nah,
And Lillard do too.
Yeah,
I'm manifesting that for you. But
yeah, them some killers. I think Lillard gonna get a ring, but I was kind of wishing CP kind of won too. I went to CP's camp my sophomore junior year, and I feel like I learned a lot from that camp, and he seemed like he was a real good dude. So it's messed up they had to go out like that.
Yeah, but since you're about to really be in the limelight, so how do you plan to deal with all of the attention? Or all of the excessive attention, for real.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm gonna deal with it. How I'm gonna be me. I know who I am. Never really fall under I guess the hype. I always had a good circle around me. You see, my best friends behind me right now. Got my family who kind of keep me in the course, and the great thing about it is I got a circle. That's all from Detroit, so people from Detroit they gonna humble you quick. Yeah. So regardless of anything, they my backbone. And then other than that, even if I do have some type of limelight, especially the first couple of years, I feel like I won't because I feel like I'm gonna be, the underdog anyway that nobody gonna be expecting stuff from a real national stage. So I know it's gonna come with it, but I'm gonna be ready.
Yeah, definitely. I always think the underdog always gonna be on top at the end of the day.
Definitely. I think Big Sean had a song. He was like, "The underdog is superhero too." You ever heard that? Yes, man, it's a fact.
So how do you plan to deal with groupies, paparazzi, all that? Because females, they're gonna be on you. I know they was on you in school. So come on now, this is on the national level, all 50 states, damn near the whole world.
That's just something like I stay focused with that. I don't really. That's that come with life. So
yeah,
that won't be no thing.
So do you have any athletes or anyone in general that you look up to?
Nah, I wouldn't say really look up to, but there's definitely some athletes where that they just paved the way. Like I look at one. His name's Mccollum. He's on the Portland Trail Blazers. That kind of guard that came from a smaller school in college or mid-major school at that, and they excelled in the league. So I kind of look at players like that. That's like, all right, they paved the way. So I feel like I can kind of come in. It might not be to that route because CJ went ladder. He went top 10, but it definitely can be done. So. Guys like that kind of set the culprit. John Morant went to a mid-major school. He's impacting the league in a lot of different ways. So, it just shows it can be done. So those are some of the guys that I just look at and like, all right, that's kind of where that's what lane we need to be in.
So definitely. So enough of the recess roundtable. We're gonna get back into basketball. So since we are like at the midway mark of 2021, do you have any goals for 2022?
No, I don't. I think my goals are kind of going to shape around how everything ends up in the next couple months. So that's honestly something I sit down with my team, my family, my agency, and just we map out what's realistic. I'm not a naive person. I don't really just throw out BS or something that's not attainable. I throw out things that we are striving to achieve and it's attainable. So and then each year. My family, we all sit down, we lay out the goals for that year or whatever that's upcoming, and we start working for it.
For sure. So, do you have any message for the people that's listening?
Yeah. Whoever's listening, I wanted to say, don't compare your journey, whatever aspect you're in life, whether it's athletics, your day job, entrepreneurship. anything. I think my first couple years in college, I was kind of looking at all my peers, like, oh man, everybody doing this, and I was hurt at the time. So I'm like, everybody getting off. Now I'm in a situation that's kind of shaky. And then just keep your head down, work hard, go about things the right way, be kind to people, and shoot, everything eventually it's gonna turn up for you. So no, don't compare your journey. Your story is your story.
For sure. So, do you have a message for your future self?
Shoot, I don't. I can't really think of one right now, but I'm gonna say you gonna be great. That's all I'm gonna say, and then we're gonna come back and see if it happens.
Okay. Excuse me. Okay, well, I want to just thank you for tapping in, showing love, and coming out for an interview. If y'all was messing with it, let us know, and let me know who you want to see get interviewed next. The links to stream all of Justin's socials will be in the description below, and so are all the socials for the PlayHouse. You can catch them live on the NBA Draft tomorrow. And that's it, y'all. That's the PlayHouse, man.
It's been real. Thanks for having me.
No problem.
When I touch down, you better tap in.